Hey everyone, so today I watched the movie Coraline. It came out in 2009. I was surprised because I remember when it first came out and I didn't think it was that long, but I remember it being very Nightmare Before Christmas-esque, and I just looked it up and I can see why now. It's the same director, and the same director as James and the Giant Peach as well, which was one of my favorites. Um, I really liked the movie. I think that it was really well done. The stop motion animation is amazing. I think the time and effort that these guys put into these type of movies is just fantastic. The detail of the characters and just the type of scenery and backdrop that they have. I mean, I know that some of it is CGI, but it's just fantastic. It's if anything, it's really well done. It's nice to see. Um, the movie itself was kind of creepy. It had a PG rating, which I thought was interesting, but I mean, there's no profanity. I guess there's like clay nudity, not clay nudity, like semi nudity. I don't know. It's weird. Um, but I mean, I understand it's supposed to be a kids movie, I guess. But as a kid, I would be freaked out if I was like 10 years old. It took me a while to get warm to Nightmare Before Christmas as well. Maybe it's just me though. You know, if your kids like those type of movies, then they might enjoy this one. Um, I think it was really well done. I think that the plot was a little bit confusing at some points. So the main premise is Coraline, not Caroline, Coraline, and I don't understand why parents name their kids like that, like so close to an actual like normal name. Anyway, I'm sorry. Um, so Coraline is moving into this new house with her parents. It's an enormous mansion that's been split up into different apartments, and there's different people living throughout the house. But their main apartment, it's just her dad, her mom, and her. And her dad and her mom are writing this garden like handbook or magazine or something, which I don't understand why they had to move in order to do that. Like, if anything, I'd move down to Florida. Like, all you're doing is writing on notebooks and like typing on a computer. So why not move somewhere nice? Um, it's raining all the time. I think they're in Oregon, something like that. But you know, she's getting restless and she's bugging her parents. And finally, they're like, "Look, just like go do something around the house." So she finds this small door and it's locked. So she has her mom open it up, and it's bricked. There's just a brick wall behind the door. But then later on, and I guess this is where the spoilers come in. They kind of lead to this. So later on, she sees this mouse, and it leads her to this door, and she opens up the door, and there's this like wormhole type thing, and she crawls through it, and she goes to this other world. And this other world, in a nutshell, pretty much is like 10 times better than her world because her mom is nice, and her dad tells better jokes, and there's dinner every night, and they hang out, and they garden together, and everyone's so nice and friendly, and it's just fantastic. And so she starts going over every night, and she thinks that it's a dream at first, but then it starts to become more and more real. And you know, she realizes that there's certain things that she brings back with her. Um, she always wakes up in her normal bed, but you know, there's certain things that she'll bring back, like you know, the rash will be gone because the other mother put lotion on it, or the clothes are different, or there's like a keepsake, something like that. And this goes on for a little bit, and you know, I mean, you kind of realize like, yeah, I guess it's nice that there's this whole other world and stuff, and that's great and everything, but I would start questioning it. And so the other parents start saying, you know, oh, why don't you stay for a while? You know, why do you leave? Why don't you stay? And she's like, well, you know, I want to go back to my normal family. And they start saying, well, we are your normal family. And that's when she starts to question, like, well, wait a minute, like I'm kind of freaked out. Like I would like to leave. And they don't let her leave, and they try to keep her around. And it's at that point she starts to realize like this isn't what it actually is. Um, what's really creepy about the other world is that everyone's eyes is buttons. And the reason that that is because the main part of the story is there's this witch that is making these dolls of all the people in the real world, and the dolls correspond to the other people in the other world. So anyone that she makes a doll of, they're thrown into the other world as like a copy or something. And so, she ends up having to like, deal with this. There's the main ending. I won't give it away, but it's not bad. I would say that there's a small part of it that kind of seems like a video game esque. There's like, she's trying to get her parents back, and like these other characters show up, and it's like a side quest. And I didn't really understand why they had to include that, but I don't know. It was a little bit too much for me, but I guess it works. Um, but I think overall it worked. I think overall it was a pretty good movie. Like I said, a little bit creepy, but I enjoyed it. I think it was very well done. I really enjoyed all of the motion animation and stuff like that. It was really cool. I mean, obviously it takes so long to do that they don't have it around very often. Um, but it was just nice to see again. And it was a big movie when it first came out. I know a lot of people enjoyed it. I think IMDb has it well into the sevens out of tens. So pretty good movie. Yeah. So thanks very much for watching the video. We're at 2 days left of a movie a day. So if you have any movies that you'd like me to watch in the next 2 days, please let me know. Or after that, I'll probably still make movies. Um, if you have any comments or a discussion, please leave those below as well. And I'll see everyone in the next 2 days.